Good morning and happy Thursday. So I thought I had like 5 minutes, so I figured I would do my video for the week. I was going to start with the auto policy, but I feel like the homeowners sometimes can be understood a little bit better. And also, I think there's been things that are going on in the area that are probably important to talk about, mainly being sinkhole coverage. So, your homeowner's policy is meant to be a very comprehensive form. If you have the special form, which is HO3, these are all insurance terms that you do not need to know. However, if you do have the special form policy, which is what your agent should write you as long as there's no reason as to why you couldn't, maybe a flat roof or certain things can and make the best form of a homeowner's policy ineligible. But again, if you have a rancher in Bethlehem and there's really no issues with the home or anything like that, there is no reason that you shouldn't have the special form policy, which gives you the most comprehensive coverage. Now, that being said, I can't speak for all insurance companies because everyone's a little bit different. However, sinkhole is normally something that is not covered on a homeowner's policy unless it is specifically endorsed on that policy. The reason I say that not all companies are that way is because there are a handful of companies that are still on the older coverage forms where they did not exclude sinkhole. So in essence, then you get the coverage. But again, few and far between. And so I wouldn't, put all your chickens in that basket hoping that you have the sinkhole for the old form. So it is always very important to know if you have that sinkhole coverage or not. And if you don't, it's something that your agent can quote for you. It is a little bit on the pricier side as far as endorsements, but it's still something that, like, if your policy is pretty reasonably priced already, it would be a really good idea to have sinkholes specifically in our area. I'm sure a lot of you have been hearing the multiple different places that sinkholes have been opening up. There was one right on 191 in Bethlehem. I know Whitehall. They're just known for being in this area. So I usually try to suggest that to people that are within the Lehigh Valley, and specifically even more where the places that we have heard of other pretty decent sized sinkholes opening up. One thing to know about the coverage itself is if you were to have a sinkhole open up in your backyard that does not affect your structure in any way, shape, or form, there is no coverage to fill that sinkhole in. Because remember, your homeowner's policy is covering the structure. Yes, they're giving you liability for the land, like if someone were to slip and fall and sue you for it, and like because they got hurt. But again, the actual building coverage, the only way the sinkhole coverage will kick in is if it affects the foundation or the structure, or let's say a shed falls into a sinkhole, God forbid. That is where that coverage is going to kick in. So sinkhole in the backyard that takes out your sidewalk, no, they will not cover the damage or the whatever money it is to fill that sinkhole in. You are on your own on that one. So this is just a snippet of an endorsement that could be very important on your homeowner's policy. So I want to just start there, and then I'll start talking a little bit more about each type of coverage that you could have on your homeowner's policy, and then we will go to auto in a little while because auto is always a little bit trickier in Pennsylvania. So hopefully you learned something, and I will be back probably next week. Have a good one, everybody.